She picks up her phone, checking. It's Friday night. She has to know what's happening with her friends, her classmates. Has she been included? Or are they doing things without her? The diagnosis was bad, the treatment was worse, and now we wait. Wait with those nagging questions. What's going to happen? Will it be all right? If it is all right, how long will it be all right? He lies in bed thinking about the fact that Australia is on fire. Its Great Barrier Reef is almost dead. There is a section of overheated ocean water off its coast the size of Texas, and all people seem to be doing is looking the other way. He keeps asking himself, what's going to happen? What is life going to look like? Every morning she thinks the same thing. Tonight I'm not going to drink. Later on it's just one. Still later, she just doesn't care anymore. He knows he has to get over it, this broken relationship, this broken heart, but it's not happening. And even though he knows he's done all that he could have done, he's starting to loathe that guy staring back at him in the mirror. She can't stand it. She can't believe that people who call themselves Christians ignore people, condemn people for just being who they are, refuse to help those in need. She is so sick of them being judgmental, she can hardly set foot in the church anymore. And yet, she misses God. The question keeps going through his mind. Are we going to war? There are things in life, things that weigh on us, burden us, make us feel like we are treading water with an anchor around our neck. And while the cry of our culture is land of the free, home of the brave, life has a way of reminding us, you are not so free. You are not so brave. Life gives us troubles to carry, troubles that can make us afraid, troubles that can rob us of that feeling of being free. Fears of being left out, fears of pain and death, fears caused by mental illness, fears caused by addiction, fear of the future. The list goes on and on. Trouble, it seems, is like sin. It's everywhere. And it can rob us of our freedom and make us far from brave. And it's always been that way. And into this picture, Jesus walks. Straight into the trouble, he walks. We just read a sliver of Mark's first chapter. But did you know in that one little chapter, Jesus beats back the temptations of the devil, cures Simon's mother from a fever, cures a whole bunch of other people, throws out a host of demons, and then cures a leper. And what does he say to his disciples? Come on, we got to keep moving. We've got to get out and proclaim the message, that is what I came to do. He walks straight into the trouble. What does it say to you and me as we carry our troubles, our worries about, as we stress and fret and fear the next sunrise, as we find ourselves afraid? What does it say to you and me that we have a Savior who walks straight into the trouble? I would say this, that trouble is no match for Jesus, and that we need to listen to him and learn to walk like him. Now, wait a second, you might say. I don't have power like that. I am a mess. I can't heal people, take their troubles away. Jesus was God for God's sake. We are not God, and no, we're not. And we're not going to be. And some of us will never get to the point where we can truly not have our troubles weighing us down. But it can be better. a lot better. Because the two greatest powers that Jesus had nothing to do with his ability to perform the miraculous. Those two greatest powers, we have a share in those. The powers of faith and love. Jesus could walk into trouble because faith allowed him to take those steps. Jesus knew God was walking with him. We can face our troubles with the same knowledge. Instead of burying our heads in the sand and hoping our issues will simply go away, we can stand up. We can stand up and be strong in the knowledge that God walks with us, even when we're filled with fear, even when the possibility exists that this trouble is going to change our life or even take it away. God walks with us. And the thing about walking into trouble, knowing God's there, God's revealed when we do it. When we face our fears, rather than running from them, asking God's help, God is revealed. And we often find an internal peace, a power, a strength within us we didn't know or that we had forgotten we had. We begin to see Jesus in the midst of our troubles, stilling the storms. The second great power of Jesus was love. And Jesus could walk into trouble because love demanded it. Love demands that we address our own problems because we are precisely called to love ourselves. Love demands that we help our loved ones and neighbors and, yes, this world, because they are all gifts of God we are called to cherish. Love tells us when we need to ask for help. And that asking for help, that's not just asking for ourselves. Asking for help for ourselves also means caring for our families and those around us. Because when trouble makes us less than what we should be, or even threatens to take us away, it's not just us suffering. It's all those who depend on us. Love tells us when it is time to reach out and help others, and yeah, none of us has that magical healing touch of Jesus. We can't just take troubles away. But when we reach out to help one another, you'd be surprised how much healing is in that touch. There's one more thing, actually. One more thing that we should remember as we walk into trouble like Jesus. It's knowing, as Jesus did, how things should be and how God will eventually bring all to be. Julian of Norwich said, "All shall be well. All shall be well." The troubles of this world are no match for the love of God. The love that will be revealed when the world stops turning, stops demanding our attention, stops spinning the lies that distract and deceive. Only love is eternal, and when the troubles of this world cease, love is what we will rest in. Remembering that all shall be well allows us to face the troubles while remembering that the troubles will not be what's standing in the end. What's standing in the end is going to be you and me, arm in arm with our Savior. Live in faith. Live in love. Let your faith empower you to show that love. Every one of us, every life knows trouble and pain, but don't be afraid. Walk into it with the Master, with Jesus, and remember that Jesus walks with you.